shit in history class that day, and she goes, "Hey, Grandpa, how'd they let that happen? What are you going to say?"
I'll tell you exactly what I'm going to say. I'm going to say it started with President Barack Obama. Before him, I never heard so much racial stuff in my entire life. And before him, I never heard anything about DEI, equity based on color, and all this other stuff. As far as I was concerned, the best man got the job. And from that position moving forward, it spiraled out of control. See, you're advocating for these illegals to be here because illegals make America great, right? Or immigrants make America great. Legal immigrants make America great is what your hat meant to say. But anyway, I digress. What you don't understand, and I understand you're pandering to a crowd. You got to make money, you got to keep growing, you got to keep driving, and you're doing whatever it takes to just do that. And I don't care if you stitch this video, talk shit about me, whatever it is, and you don't agree with what I'm saying, but you know it's true. These politicians in these cities are using these immigrants as pawns. One of the things that you guys don't realize is you're fighting for immigrant rights, but yet you're fighting for people to be taken advantage of, to be trafficked, to be used. Because along with illegal immigrants comes all of the bad stuff multiplied. These politicians are getting money every year for immigrants. There's a certain amount of money coming into every one of these cities that are taking these immigrants that are government-funded allotments. And then on top of that, all of the small minor contracts to even very large housing contracts where the government is paying and skimming off of contract work to keep people in apartments. I had 2 friends kicked out of their apartment because of illegals moving in and the government signing contract with the actual owner of the apartment building. Off of California and Archer, they were going to build a migrant camp on top of a contaminated mercury contaminated land with narcotics and everything else that they found in the soil. This place had been attempted to be built on 4 different times, but what did Mayor Brandon Johnson do? He went ahead and told them to go ahead and get started building on it anyway. When the EPA found out about it, after like $1 million had already been sunk into the project, and they were trying to put 6 inches of white gravel on top of the dirt that was already there, thinking that that would be a big enough barrier to stop the contamination from making people sick and then us having to pay for them for the rest of their lives.